Hi everyone. So it's time to look into the divine masculine for the week and the energies that are surrounding them, kind of what's going on in their lives and hurdles that they're trying to jump over, healing that they might be doing. The energies are really strange today. I'm doing this on Tuesday, May 22nd, and I wanted to do it yesterday. But as everybody knows, I am still working on getting caught up on readings, and I'm like trying to hit it really, really hard and take care of myself at the same time. So that's been a balance that I have been learning, a lesson that I've been learning in balance. And so if you are waiting for a personal reading still, a twin flame personal reading, please know that I have not forgotten about you, and it is coming. I'm still working very, very diligently and very hard on getting them out. And yeah, if you haven't heard from me and you're expecting your reading, please know that it will probably take a couple of days to get to you. So in saying that, thank you all very much for the patience and understanding that I am too on this journey. And there are some days that it's really hard to do twin flame readings because I don't want to project my feelings. I did talk about that in the Divine Feminine video, but some people may not have watched that video and they are watching this one. So I don't want to project my journey into your reading. So if I am late on a twin flame reading for you or any of them, it is because I too am on this journey. And I go through hardships and I go through difficult spaces with my twin. And I feel the feelings that he's, if he's having anxiety, I'm having anxiety too. So, and, I'm really good at the psychic protection. I'm able to like put up walls and not feel everybody's emotions all the time. I've learned how to do that, protect myself. So I don't have those psychic attacks, but he's different. That energy cord there is very strong. And, we can disconnect from that. We can't cut it completely, but we can disconnect from it and kind of pull back from that energy. But when there are like planetary shifts that have been happening where we have, Uranus, like last week, Uranus moving to Taurus, there was the sun was also in Taurus. There was a new moon in Taurus. Mars went into Aquarius. Venus went into Cancer. It was like boom, 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 boom for like 4 or 5 days. And I was it's hard for me to disconnect from his emotions, specifically when there are a lot of planetary alignments going. So just keep that in mind. I'm sure I am not the only person that deals with that. That when there's a lot of energetic stuff going, that's not even a word. That's okay. When there's a lot of energetic stuff happening, sometimes it's hard to focus directly on keeping energies out, right? Okay. Wow. Well, I didn't talk as much in this one as I did the Divine Feminine one. But if you still want to timestamp it, again, I do not get offended by timestamps. So let's start. What are we looking for? The Divine Masculine. I kind of just want to look into, I guess we just are going to find out what we're going to look into. I want to get more than one card though, so let's do 2. Just kind of see where he is this week. What are the energies for the Divine Masculine for the 21st? We're going to go backwards a little bit. The 21st to the 27th. Which is Sunday, right? Okay, one more shuffle, and then I'll pull from the top. Well, duh, right? So this one is control and heal. I believe the control card is, why do I want to say it's the sun? It's not the sun. It is not the sun. Strength. I'm like, it's a Leo card, I think. And then heal is the star. So he has control and heal. Sorry, it's this deck is different than the traditional tarot deck. And there are some cards that always are very elusive to me. Like, I can't figure out what they are. And even though, like, I know what they are, it's so... Anyway. Disregard my chatterbox. Divine Masculine. I kind of feel like what's going on with them is they're actually having to take control of their life a little bit. Or they're finally starting to get control of their life. And it's like their 3D life, because the healing is still going on. The balancing of the heart and the mind, and this is Uranus and Aquarius. I mean, this is the Aquarius card. So, I feel like there's an acceptance here, almost, that, I gotta do what I gotta do, but I still know that there's something else out there. So if you're Divine Masculine, and I'm going to do this reading as if I'm like directly talking to a Divine Feminine. If your Divine Masculine has retreated, because the first two cards out here are all about retreating. We have the Hermit and we have the Four of Cups. I almost want to tell the Divine Feminine to rest easy. I feel like there's a reason for this, and it's to gain some control out of the chaos that's been happening. Because we are all feeling this shift, these planetary shifts that are going on. And I know, like, in my journey, there's this respect. I'm in contact with my Divine Masculine. We try to stay in contact with each other, but there's this mutual respect there that if there's space that's needed for either one of us, it's given. And regardless of the circumstances, I don't ask what's going on in his life. He doesn't ask what's going on in my life. There's a respect, because we are in separation, but we are still in contact with each other because we are very good friends. And we are fully aware of what we are. I haven't told my story because there are a lot of personal details in it that I would like to actually keep personal. Maybe someday it will be good. Just know that I am on this journey. It can be very hard because I am in separation from my Divine Masculine. Although we are in contact with each other, it's not like, an everyday kind of thing. So, and really the energetic support and contact is there more than the physical 3D. And sometimes that's needed more than anything. And I think some Divine Feminines, like when you are feeling their anxiety, I almost want to look at you and be like, be grateful that you can feel them, or be grateful that you realize it's them that you're feeling. And that way you can send love and energetic support to them instead of having to feel that pain or that anxiety or whatever they're feeling in the moment. Because I even feel his, when he's doing okay. It's not just the bad stuff I feel when he's doing okay too. Sometimes I actually ask to make sure I'm not crazy. Are you really doing okay? Because I kind of feel like you're doing okay. But if your Divine Masculine has retreated, and it's because he's kind of trying to control his life a little bit more, and it may be because it was extremely out of balance for some time. And this energy makes us feel anxious, and it makes us feel out of balance. I do want you to know that card really it wanted me to hold on to it, and I'm like, no, let's try, and it still popped out. So, we have the High Priestess, and the Hierophant, and the Nine of Cups. He's very aware. And I will tell you that we're always in contact with our twin flames or Divine Masculine's higher self. That's that energetic support. That's that speaking to each other on a spiritual level, telepathically, 4D level. I said 5D before, but that's actually, it's funny, I said that one time and I realized I'm saying the wrong thing, because in the 5D we're not separated. So when you're still separated from your twin, but you're speaking to them telepathically, it's more like a 4D spiritual, the plane in between the planes, right? I keep telling you guys that I'm going to do videos on this to explain certain things, and I will. I'm doing so much. I would love to be able to do a topic on everything. So maybe I will take a night out one of these days and maybe do like a live video, and we'll start talking. I'll just start answering questions for people. We'll see. We'll see. I can't promise anything right now. I really wish I could promise, but I'm not going to. But we'll see. So he's aware intuitively, his higher self is aware that he feels you all the time. And I think that that might frighten him a little bit. Maybe not frighten is the word, maybe more, it just makes him pull back. It's like, when it gets too serious, when I start to really feel things and I don't understand what I'm feeling, and then we have the Hierophant and we have the Nine of Cups. Sometimes the Nine of Cups is overindulging in things. I do feel like with the Hierophant, though, there's this need for grounding. And the Four of Cups kind of made me feel that way, too, because he is sitting in a meditative mode. His root chakra is directly connected to the earth. So I do feel like there's a need for grounding, a need for the Divine Masculine to go into nature. The Hierophant is the Taurus card. And so we have Aquarius and Taurus. Uranus is ruled by Aquarius. Uranus is also in Taurus. So there's this melding of energies that's happening, and the Divine Masculine is really feeling that this week. So there's this need for grounding and need for controlling his life in the 3D, because it's almost like finally I'm able to make sense of some reasons why if he's feeling stuck, I am stuck. Make sense of if he's moving on or changing things in his life, making sense of why he's moving on and changing things in his life. I just feel like there's this, and this is kind of part of the healing process that he's going through. So if you are in slight contact like I am, or in full contact with your Divine Masculine, and you feel like he's kind of pulled back a little bit, I do feel it's not you. It's not you, it's him. Don't you hate that? Sorry, that's not funny. That is not funny. That's terrible. When somebody breaks up with you and they're like, it's not you, it's me. It isn't you. He's really studying himself right now and really needing to get into this grounded mode. And, try and understand all of the concepts of life that are constantly evading us, right? So, I want to clarify some of these things. I swear, man, the cards have been flying at me lately. Right, so I wanted to clarify the Hermit and the Four of Cups together, because to me it's kind of the same thing. And the High Priestess, really, all three are about pulling back and kind of staying within oneself. I got the Page of Wands for this pulling back energy that I feel. So it's like if you're trying to message, or if you're trying to contact him and he's not messaging back to you, this is why. He's pulling back. He's being grounded. You're definitely in his thoughts. We have the Queen of Cups, and he's got lots of feelings for you with the Ace of Cups. And maybe it's not even a full awareness, a full conscious awareness of how he feels. Maybe it is. It all, please take what resonates with this reading, leave the rest. I don't want people to think that I'm trying to project anything onto you. If you, I don't want anything to be triggered either. But I do feel like the Divine Masculines who do recognize who their counterpart is, their Divine Feminine is, maybe they're not fully awake or fully aware of what's going on, or what journey they're on, or what mission they're on. Maybe they are. Either way, please know that this is kind of like that it's not you, it's me kind of thing that he's doing. If he's had to pull away and he's really grounding his life this week and needing to heal some aspects of his life, it is not because he cares about you any less. It's almost because I feel like he's really working on finding that true sense of self. Because, you know, I tell the divine feminine all the time that we really have to fill up this cup for ourselves. We have to give ourselves self-love. We have to recognize who we are and love who we are. And I think that the divine masculine, this is how they do that. They do it in a very 3D way, because the divine masculine is all about logic, and it's all about thinking, and it's not about the emotional stuff. So in order for him to feel like he is filled up in a way that brings out those emotions and isn't so logical, it's to control his life. It's to make sure that his life is coming together in the way that he feels it needs to come together. If it's not perfect, there could be some ego stuff going on, you know, with the Emperor and the 5 of Cups and the 2 of Wands. And I feel like this is why we have another ace right here. I feel like this is how his vibration is going to raise, and this is why he's needing to control his life. Because for so long, or find control in his life, for so long, it has felt as if he's looked back into the past, and this is what keeps him stuck. He's looked back into the past, and he's regretted doing certain things or not doing certain things, moving forward or not moving forward. And when somebody feels very disappointed in themselves, or when somebody is very regretful for something they did or didn't do, that they feel like could have changed their life in some way or somebody else's life in some way, when that regret creeps in, it'll make you feel stuck, because you start beating yourself up. Like, why was I not good enough? Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? And I feel like this is the reason why his life was so out of control. Constantly beating himself up for not taking the opportunities that he needed to. You know, because this is like crying over spilled milk. My jacket's like creeping up, sorry. This is like crying over spilled milk. The 5 of Cups. Because the guy, he feels like all is lost. Oh, I could have done so many other things with my life or with my time, or all of those missed opportunities I could have taken to change my life in some way, and I just didn't do it. Why didn't I do it? So if he is looking back on that right now, yeah, that could put us in a stuck state. The 2 of Wands is needing to make a decision still. And it's like, if he regrets things now, I do feel like he's starting to change his thought process in a way. And how do I get out of this stuck state? Why do I say that? Because we have the Ace of Wands. And with this high vibration that he can start to make for himself as he finally gains control of his existence, because you can't change a bad thing by doing a bad thing. If you feel like you've done something wrong, if he feels like he's done something wrong in the past and he could have changed his life in some way, now if he keeps on dwelling on that and he's like, oh my gosh, you know, why didn't I change things when I had the chance to, and now I'm just kind of stuck in what I couldn't change, the more that is seeping into his thought process and the more he thinks about that, the worse the energy is going to be. So instead of doing that, controlling his mind and not having that thought process and saying, I am abundant with what I have now. I can fill up my cup, and I have chances to change my future. And I can look at that in a high vibration way where I can actually manifest things out of that, instead of always feeling like 6 of Pentacles, I'm giving my energetic support to things that do not deserve it. And then we have the World. So really ending, I feel like there's this ending of a cycle in his mind, in his mentality of, I can't change things from the past. I have to move forward. I can make the future better. I can make things going forward better as long as I don't dwell on what could have been or what I could have done. That's really deep, but that's the grounding work that the divine masculine has to do. And I don't want the divine feminine to get caught up in why is he not paying attention to me, yada, yada, yada. You guys go on with your own life, right? And if you're a divine masculine and you're watching this and you're separated from your divine feminine, kudos. Like, I like this energy. It is a very, very deep feeling. And sometimes when we dig deep like this, it can get kind of uncomfortable. You know, like, I know that my divine masculine, God bless him, gets very uncomfortable sometimes when it's this deep of a dive. Sometimes I trigger that and I feel really bad every time I do that. But sometimes he triggers it himself and he still pulls away from me. And I have to remember that it's not about me. It's always about his journey and what he's going through. Because even though we have a journey together, there are also separate lessons that we're both learning, and there are separate journeys that we have to take, and things that have to come to culminations to start again. Now, that's not saying that there could be some divine masculines that show up and awaken this week. This could be an awakening process, going through their spiritual awakening. That may not resonate with everybody, so, don't freak out if it doesn't happen. This could be that they could be going through a dark night of the soul where they have to retreat and there's a lot of healing and they're needing to, there could be a spiritual awakening already in progress or an ascension in progress. This could also be that you could hear from your divine masculine after some time. After a time of retreat that he's had, you could hear from him. And he could say, or you could meet your divine masculine this week. I feel that too. That's another message that I'm kind of getting. So, but I do feel like there is this very grounding energy that they are doing. So I really, really like that. I like that for them. So, so cool. Okay. What is today? The 22nd. So there are 9 days left to order the soul lesson reading. It is on special for May. You learn 3 things, 3 lessons that your soul is teaching you right now. It's really cool. I love being able to switch it up in between the twin flame readings that I do, because it's always nice to get something different. Also the FaceTime readings, whether it's an emergency or not emergency, they are both on special. Just for the next 8 days. Make sure you take advantage of that, fearlessintuition.net. And as always, I love you guys. Thank you so much for your patience with everything and being there for me. The support that has been thrown at me is amazing. Thank you so much. You guys are fantastic. And I love you all, and I will see you next week. Bye. Oh, and for the general June readings,